Hello dear readers and subscribers. In today's era, marked by visual clutter and a flood of images, minimalism in form of a reduced visual vocabulary, repetition and spatial awareness is a most welcome pause, to take a halt, to reflect, to breathe, to ground. As a result, in today's video we'll be discussing 5 of my favorite minimal artists, predominantly painters, although some of them also work in sculpture. Their practices may vary in medium and process, yet they all share a commitment to subtlety and the power of less. Boso Soldi, born in 1970 in Mexico City, based between New York and Mexico, built his art from earth-like substances, turning sawdust, wood pulp, natural fibers, glue and raw pigment into thick monochrome landscapes. He piles and pushes the mixture across large canvases, then lets gravity, drying time and chance crack the surface. The fractures, colors and craters that emerge are not planned. They are records of what the artist calls controlled chaos, where material and natural processes complete the work as much as his own hands. Bartel, born in Berlin in Germany, makes art by replacing brushstrokes with sheets of paper. Bartel's paperworks are spare yet quietly vibrant, reflecting the slow, deliberate act of layering and fixing each piece. Subtle quirks, tiny creases, gentle folds, occasional raw edges recall the paper's earlier uses, while their delicate strata become apparent only when viewed closely. Rather than brushing pigment onto a surface, she composes with surface itself, letting sheets of paper stand in for paint. Yuni Murudi, born in 1981 in Mendoza, Argentina, resides and works in Mexico City, where he has been based since 2015, following periods in Barcelona and Berlin. His practice revolves around painting but extends into stage design, publishing and collaborative projects. He builds each canvas through dozens of translucent, airbrushed layers, made with primers and pigments he formulates himself. Broad mists of color sit beside delicate, almost calligraphic marks that hover between abstraction, figuration and an unreadable script. These overlapping veils create a sense of elements caught in suspension, while hinting at codes whose meaning remains just out of reach. Makino, born in 1980 in Kanagawa, Japan, is a painter whose entire practice revolves around single material conversation. Indigo dye absorbed into wooden panels that have been prepared with gofun, the traditional shell-lime gesso. Living and working near Tokyo, she relies on the subtle translucency and capillary pull of the dye to build depths of blue that feel less applied than revealed, as if the color has surfaced from the grain itself. Makino treats painting as a way to hold fleeting perceptions: night, air, distant rain, the fragrance of a flower, before they crystallize into words. By limiting herself to indigo, a dye embedded in Japan's climate and everyday history, Makino also reconnects with her own cultural roots, while discovering a freedom in chromatic restraint. Makino joined our CAI Gallery program in 2022, and as you might know, we currently have an exhibition with 9 of her works. So if you enjoy her works, definitely have a look online at this particular exhibition. We still have some works left there at a very affordable price point. So be my guest to discover more. I'll leave a link in the description below and in the pinned comment. Liam Stevens, born in 1985 in the United Kingdom, residing and working between London and Tokyo, is a British artist whose paintings and reliefs emerge from a process of repetition. He stains raw canvas with as many as 30 translucent pigment washes, then draws measured pencil lines or builds shallow wooden structures on the surface. Every mark is identical in size, yet the stacking, clustering and spacing of these elements set up subtle rhythms in the surrounding emptiness. The resulting fields of perfect imperfection, as he calls them, invite the eye to drift and settle, to notice patterns that feel at once orderly and yet uncertain. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Feel free to watch our video on the top 20 most famous painters today next. Support us on Patreon and please consider subscribing to stay posted for more contemporary art. Bye.